up next we have John Pellen, and he's talking about how to build a system to record your audio devices on. So, is he there? Are you there, Bob?
He's run away.
Yeah, he's like, nah, nerves got me. Fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm joining the clown school. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Hey, everybody.
All right, turn your microphone up a little bit. Your audio off a bit, lovey. On your computer.
Yeah. I should be loud enough.
All right, everybody can hear John all right now?
Oh, yeah, can you all hear me loud enough?
Awesome. Take it away, my love. Now, just actually before we get started, now John actually wants to answer questions as we go, because he is going to be showing off some equipment and some stuff. So if you have any questions about the equipment that he's going to be showing you, please throw it in the chat or raise your hand with the reaction button, and then you can talk with John directly, okay? Because John's presentation is heavily based on you asking questions and receiving the answers and clarity that you require. Okay, so take it away, love.
Yep, absolutely what she said. So I'm not the kind of person that would like write everything down word for word, and believe it or not, being a bit of a tech guy who's normally not very nervous about public speaking, this kind of scenario is not something that I'm necessarily used to. So I'll do my best. Trish is going to stop me from ranting too much if I go off subject.
All right, let's go get a beer.
Okay. So, yes, but let's have a look. So, so unfortunately, Max is snoozing, or at least he was. Otherwise, he'd be sitting right here and being all cute, and I would show him on the camera. But yes, he needs his beauty sleep. The Lord has spoken. Okay, so let's have a look. So I've got my notes here, but like I say, I'm going to make it up as we go. Like Trish said, please ask questions because it'll make it much more relevant for you guys and things. Okay, so let's get into it. So my name's John Pellen. I am the other half of the Pellen and Palmer that Trish and I make up. And thanks a lot for coming to my presentation and for supporting the Australian Hypnosis Conference. It's something that Trish has been working really, really hard to do. So I hope everyone is enjoying it so far. Right, so what I want to talk about today, basically three different things. So a little bit about me and my achievements and stuff, talk a little bit about recording generally, and then also talking about RySe and how the sort of recording stuff relates to what we can offer and things like that. Right, so I have to read my notes or I will be off track. So. Okay, so a little bit about me first. Don't worry, I'm not going to sit here and talk. It's not going to be all about John or anything like that. It's just a little bit to give you a little bit of an idea of where I come from and, my training and music history and stuff like that. So I want to get a lovely little random image slideshow going in the background. So of some images and stuff over the years, over the last few decades of me playing music and things. Something interesting to look at. So we're just going to have that playing in the background there while I talk.
Last picture.
Yeah, that'll be Dave Gleason from Screaming Jets. So when I was very young, I played violin. Always had a bit of a musical background. I really enjoyed that. Got to violin 2 for those that know what that is. Get out here, Maya. And yeah, performed to a few thousand people. Used to record back on cassette back in those days, being the 80s. So after I played violin, I picked up the saxophone. So I went from classical to blues and jazz and some of those sorts of things. So that was good fun for years. When we get into the 90s, when I was in school, so I picked up the bass guitar. Used to play a lot of piano, so self-taught with the piano. I got into bass guitar mainly, which is what all these photos are, because they're all band shots and stuff like that. So that was something that I picked up and played a lot of bass guitar. That was good fun. And after finishing high school, excuse me, I got a mute button. After finishing high school, I actually went on to tertiary studies as well and did some stuff there. I need to hurry up this bit because it's probably not very interesting to talk about myself. I also competed in the Battle of the Bands 3 times. I either won with the band, either won best bass player or both, which was pretty cool. And the 3 bands that I did that with, I've got the EPs going up there just to show it off. Like I say, it's kind of cool to be proud of, your achievements and things. And there's a big difference between being proud and being, arrogant. I'm proud of my achievements and stuff. And for those of you that do know me, probably don't even know some of these things. So there's me on TV. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about the recording setup stuff. Such a clever dick. Oh no, thanks, Annie. All right, I'm going to switch this back again so I don't get distracted by pictures of me. Okay, so gesture time. So basically, with any recording setup, you can put this into 3 distinct parts. Now, let me see. This is your left. Okay, so basically, the first part is that we need to capture some kind of performance. So that would be like a voice or an instrument or, like music or anything like that. Okay. We then need to manage this sound that's coming in, usually through a mixer or something like that, so that we can deal with it the way that we want to. We then need to finish off by putting this into some kind of recording device. And there's lots of different ways that you can kind of do these different things. So I'll be sort of showing off some stuff as it relates directly to RySe, but also just generally speaking. All right, so I'm just trying to see if there's any chatty questions. No?
Not yet, Dal. I'll let you know.
Yep, okay. So, radio. So, sorry, looking at my notes. Okay, so when it comes to recording and things like that, lots of different microphones available, lots of different price points, and they all have a lot of sort of different functionality. We talk about things like dynamic and condenser mics and things like this. So as a part of what we have here is kind of, I'm about to show this off with another camera in a second. With the RySe setup, we tried to find a combination of components that are affordable and easy to use, and it's completely portable, and it's very functional, and you can build upon it and all those sorts of things. It's lovely to have, fantastic amounts of control and things like that. But if you don't want that control, it can be really nerve-wracking to, be presented with a whole bunch of gadgets and all this sort of stuff that's really not quite relevant to what you're trying to do with your craft. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. In terms of the middle part of the little trio thing I was talking about, in terms of a mixer and stuff like that, there's lots of different things you can use, and I'm not sure if it got to the slideshow, but I used to use a big multi-track machine, a 16-track recorder, and I've done sound engineering and audio production training and stuff like that. So that sort of thing, is great, but really not the sort of thing if a therapist wants to record their audio or if they want to record a session, it's completely overkill. Okay. So we've kind of got the best parts of what we can to try and make it, like I say, portable, easy to use, all that stuff. All right. Well, I might switch to the other camera here. So if I do this, beautiful. Cool, everyone can see that all right? So I've got this set up here. So if I go out of focus and a bit weird and stuff like that, that's because I'm looking here at my notes and looking down to this. Okay, so this is the RySe system. You can't, oh, that's my tea bag. Okay. Now, I'm always the kind of guy that, like, when Trish and I go shopping at, like, Officeworks and stuff like that, like, I'm always like, I like the organizational thing and the little boxes and, all this sort of organizational stuff. And this thing here is really cool. So it's all self-contained. This is a decent kind of rock case sort of thing that I'm used to, from all my band days and stuff like that. So I'm going to show it off a little bit. And like I say, welcome questions. Please ask questions if you've got any. And in fact, like be brutal. Like, I like being on the spot. So if you guys have got any questions or queries, qualms, whatever, any questions that you think might be really difficult to answer, I'm either going to say, here's the answer, or it's too difficult, I don't mind. Okay. Cool. All right. So now, anybody who gets one of these is going to be way neater than this, okay?
Yeah, this one's mine. I'm a messy person.
This has got all the stuff thrown in here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of shot for a second, and I'm going to grab the 3 parts that I was talking about, okay? So first of all, we have something to capture the voice. This is the performance, so to speak. So I'm just trying to do this without making a mess. Okay, and I don't want it to fall off the table. Okay, so first of all, we've got something that can capture the performance. So this is a great option. This is a dynamic microphone by Behringer. Condenser mics pick up way too much noise. So dynamic mics are fantastic. And they range a lot in price, but this sort of thing is a decent brand, decent quality and things like that.
And the reason why we went with the Behringer microphone in this particular format is because when you have a headset with a microphone integrated in it, you do not have the flexibility to change your voice. And then it also limits the flexibility in order to change volume, whether your voice is needs to be deeper, lighter, the effects on the voice. So we've chosen a separate microphone to the audio headset. It gives a better and more high quality sound.
Yeah. I'll answer the Yeti question in just a sec. Okay, so then we've got something that manages the sound as it comes in. So this is our little mixer here, a lot less complicated than some of the stuff that I've used in the past. Like I say, I was almost going to put some photos of like recording studio stuff, and big as a house, right? Very complicated stuff. Absolutely overkill for a therapist that wants to record an audio. Okay, so then we have the third part of this, which is the capturing device. So the recorder. So this is basically the whole thing. I'll go through all these other parts and I'll show you how it connects. But what I wanted to just talk about briefly was the idea of having different kind of scenarios. So imagine that you've got, like I say, you either want to record yourself to sell audios, or you want to record a session to give to a client or something along those lines.
So John, does it come with a dummies guide? Alison is asking about that.
Yes, it does. Multiple. So we have a setup and connect here. So the idea is that you put this over the top and there's little markers. I'm not sure how well it comes through on the camera. Little markers, everything is color coded, all that sort of stuff. So I'll show you. There's also a process here where you scan your QR code and you'll go straight to a video explaining how it all works and things like that. Radio. So imagine there's a couple of different scenarios that you could possibly be in here. Let me get rid of that for a second. So if you want to do those things that I was talking about, you could do it on the cheap. Okay, so you could talk into your phone, you can get a laptop or something and play music in the background and then press record. Okay, that's a good start. It gives you good practice, but it's going to be hard to sell. It's not going to be great quality. It's going to be difficult to edit. You're probably going to have to keep making takes. File formats and things like that are going to be horrible. Okay. Second scenario is that you go, okay, beautiful. I don't care. I'm going to get the best. I want to buy everything I can and go completely overboard. Okay. Oh, okay. The appearance of Eddie, I see. So you want the best. You buy the best possible mic for the money. It might cost you $1,000 just for the microphone. Okay. You hook it up to a fancy computer. You need all sorts of editing software. You buy an expensive audio mixer to go in between with gadgets, controls, everything galore, right? It's going to cost you a lot of money. You're going to need training in how to use the hardware. You're going to need training in how to use the software, and then training in how to actually master and do the post-production stuff for the sound engineering component on the computer, right? So overkill, right? We've got two ends of the spectrum here. Another scenario could be that you actually get somebody else to do it for you and actually pay for studio time. That would be very expensive. It's not very convenient to you in terms of the time. It's not very congruent location in terms of getting into the zone and relaxing, all that sort of stuff. And so, yeah, you may not even have the control and things that you want. So the fourth scenario being, of course, the RySe. So this is a balance in between, so that you're getting very good quality capturing without too much confusion. We don't want too much control. Okay, this is one of the reasons why we've made this system with these cards that go over the top here, because we don't want to overwhelm you. A lot of the stuff you don't care about. Okay, what do you need to know? How loud is the music? How loud is your mic? All right, very simple. Okay,
So Rebecca is just asking, is it easy to record your voice and add background music?
Yep, absolutely. So the way this process would work is that you would, well, in fact, I'll go through the process of plugging in and showing that off now, should I?
Yep.
I did say I was going to answer the question about the Yeti before. So the Yeti's always interesting because yes, it's a very good quality audio device, but it is also going to be dependent on plugging into your computer. So one of the things that I always think about is hardware versus software. So one of the reasons why I personally like a big recording device, like a thing in front of me with all the dials and faders and all this sort of beautiful stuff, I like a physical, tangible hardware rather than relying on a computer and software. And all of a sudden you get a Windows update and it stuffs up and all this sort of stuff, right? You don't have that problem if you have hardware. This is a completely isolated, self-contained system where you don't even need mains power. Okay,
you don't even have to plug this into your computer.
No,
or update the software or anything.
Exactly. So Yeti is fantastic, but also it can pick up a lot of sound. These kinds of microphones are a little bit different. So what's going to happen is it's going to be more localized. So when you use the microphone, it's going to be picking up more noise as you speak into it directly. There, sorry, the green screen thing, which is going to be much better quality and less noise. Okay. All right, so let's plug this in and I'll show you how easy it is to plug in. I'm not going to be like hooking everything up here, but I just want to show it off a little bit. Cool. So some of the stuff.
Just to answer Rosemary's question, can you change this up to USA electricity and plug? So Rosemary, it runs off a battery pack. So you just charge the battery pack and run it again. So it's the same battery pack as what you would use to recharge your mobile phone.
Yeah, and I've got one right here. Probably not going to go with the headphones. Hang on a second. So this is just a mobile phone power bank. And we can plug this directly into the power here. So the way that I would set this up is I've got my mic, that little stand here. Make sure I line up those little.
And you can't bugger up the plugs because they only go in one hole.
This is true, actually. So you'll see that, like I said, all of this is color coded. So you see I've got a blue tag here. You can put up this setup and connect. So you can see we've got blue here. This is where the blue plug goes, right? Nice and easy. We tried to make this a piece of cake because this is one of the big things that people get worried about. They get worried they're going to do something wrong. They're not sure if they've got the right cables. There you go. Here's one with a red tag on it. Beautiful. Here's one with a green tag. And here's one with a white tag. I'll talk about those other bits in a minute. So plug this in. We've got our little white plug here. So this will go into the power bank and this will plug into the back on the power. And the way that we've set this up, assuming that there's charge in this power bank, if they're not charged, of course there isn't charge.
I got a feeling I plugged that in yesterday into the light and didn't unplug it.
Oh, look. And then that knocks out my light. Okay. Right.
My bad.
Is that too dark now? That's all right, isn't it? Like,
yep.
Anyway.
See it.
Okay, cool. It doesn't matter too much because I wasn't going to go through the whole process. But as soon as the way that this is designed, as soon as you plug it into the power, it immediately starts playing. So it's probably a bit hard to see, but this is a counter. So that's showing that it's now 23 seconds through the audio that is on the USB. So the way this works is you have your mic volume level as you come through. So as you're talking to here, this is how you change your volume. Here is your music volume as it is nicely labeled and tagged. Okay, so you want the music louder, you turn it up louder. Whatever is on that USB is going to play directly through the device. Okay, so we want to.
In the answer to Rebecca's statement, so Rebecca's been using GarageBand and Audacity. Yes, Rebecca, you can record from this device, and then as long as you haven't made any mistakes, you can send it straight to your client. So John, show off the USB that's on the recorder.
Oh yeah, I'm about to, absolutely. So here I've got the red tag, and this thing here is showing there's a red thing there. Anyways, right. Okay, so we plug this in to the record output here. We go boom shakalaka, plug it into the red plug here, turn this on. Oh, no, that's hold, power on. I was going to say, good, it's got charge.
It's not flat. It's not flat. I know that
it's
one.
Not flat. Thanks, man. So what we can do is immediately start recording, and the whole thing is going to be recorded. This has got inbuilt memory. I can't remember how much it is. It is gigantic. Audio files do not take a lot of space up. So, so once this is actually recorded, once we've finished our session, right, you can just simply unplug this, and we've got this beautiful thing here where we slide this out, and it's a USB. So this is part of the Sony recorder. So yeah, so there's a Sony one. We played around with lots of different devices with this sort of stuff, and this is really good bang for buck. We tried the cheap stuff, it's not good enough. So
you plug the recorder straight into your computer, and you can email it to your client.
So it'll already be in the format that is ready to roll. Okay. So piece of cake. All right, so let me just show you that that's plugged in. All right. The other plug, which I didn't actually cover here, was the green plug here. All right, so this one goes into the headphone jack here. And this is where you would plug in headphones for yourself and also for your client. Now, one of the things that we spent a lot of time trying to nut out exactly how we would do this, Trish and I. One of the things I'm about to have Max jump into shot, am I? Is headphones, okay? So this is the stuff that we've sourced, we've put together, we've put into a self-contained package. Headphones range from $10 to $800 or something if you want a half decent set, okay? Obviously that's going to be quite different depending on what you're actually, how much you want to spend and all that sort of stuff. One of the things that's easy to recommend is you can get these ones from Kogan, and they are noise cancelling, which is a really cool option. So I don't know if, well, yeah, there's a cable there. I'm not going to plug the whole thing in, right? But yeah, you got a plug, goes from here into one of those. These are exactly the same sound outputs, okay? One for you, one for your client. Ones that are like this that are over ear will stop background noise, okay? And the fact that these are actually noise cancelling as well means for anybody who've used those before, fantastic when you're on a plane and stuff like that. But as soon as you put them on and you flick that switch, the world just and goes silent, okay? Fantastic.
You can have the dog barking in the background or anything, and your client's not going to hear it.
Anything like that, it will cancel out all that noise. Okay. And like it said, headphones are easy to come by, really. You can buy whatever you like, you can spend whatever you like. We decided to keep this separate, to keep it simple. So that's the kind of choice that we've made, okay? So the RySe system as it is does not include headphones. You can buy your own easy piece of cake, okay?
And to answer Rebecca's inquiry about the microphone, will it drown out background noises?
The microphone. So this type of microphone is fairly direct. So I was almost tempted to bring my other microphone to show you what you shouldn't use, but didn't seem relevant. This one is going to be quite directional in the way that you speak into it. The way that the diaphragm works and stuff with a dynamic mic is a little bit different from a condenser. So it's not designed to pick up everything around that's in the room. So in the past sort of done things like acoustic sessions, like playing acoustic guitar and, you know, hand drums and, you know, maybe someone singing and things like that. Fantastic. Put a condenser mic in the middle of the room, press record, it picks up everything. That is terrible for this kind of thing. It's also why you don't see them on stage for vocalists and stuff, because they just pick up too much noise and it's going to be terrible. So
yeah, wherever the microphone is facing at your mouth, that's the sound it's going to pick up. It's going to pick up background sound, but very, very far in the distance, very lightly. It's not designed to pick up that stuff. It's designed to pick up whatever it's facing at.
Yeah, that's right. So, and the combination of using things like noise cancelling headphones and this kind of microphone, you get a surprising clarity. You know, like I say, dogs barking, cars going past, all those kind of incidental noises, maybe, you know, kids making toast or something in the kitchen or something, depending on your
They cook toast these days?
What I might be doing. That would annoy my parents. Anyway, so, you know,
they know how to do that?
Dishes and stuff, making Promon toast at whatever time. Anyway, so, yes, okay. Right, so which bit am I up to now, babe? Let me have a look
You were just talking about your microphone.
Yeah, so
your headsets.
Yep. Okay, cool. So, oh, that's right. Yep, I was going to show something else off. So, for those of you that know, we did this as a fairly successful Kickstarter initially, and so initial rollout of the ones that we have sold for the RySe have all basically all been shipped out.
Except for 10 of them.
There is a couple of things that we're waiting for. As you can imagine, because we're sourcing all of these parts and they're packaging it together, and because of the world as it is today, sometimes freight deliveries and that kind of stuff is a little bit disrupted because of pandemic. But anyway, so this is available on our website. Let me make sure I get the right thing. So yeah, so it's normally $797. There is a promotion that we've got for $100 off of these at the moment. Like I say, we're waiting for a couple of bits and pieces and parts, but we can definitely still take orders for it and ship them out, all that sort of stuff. Okay. So a couple of other things that you get. I was going to start, I think Trish's probably going to put some things in the link. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
so
I'll throw it in the chat for you with the code as well, if anybody is interested.
So you get some disposable headphone covers. So you know what that's all about. So if someone's wanting to use headphones and stuff like that, your clients. Oh, here you go. Here's another power bank I've got in here. So that's contained in a little bag.
That's the one that's charged.
It is the one that's charged. Okay. Now I've got this little tricky thing. Okay. So these two parts here. So this is a lapel mic, and this is a little power converter adaptery thing. I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to confuse people. So these two parts we have available separately through our website, and you can use this on here, which I'll show what it's for in just a second. These are normally, I've wrote this down so I don't get buggered up. These are normally $70, okay? So you can actually order these through the website. So not only have we got this for $100 off at the moment, but we'll give you this for free as well, okay? So what this does is this is a way in which you can plug this in like so. All right. So if you want to hear your client speak back to you.
So if you're doing past life regression or anything like that.
One of the things that you can do is plug this into the second channel here. So changing my volumes. So this is where you can actually change this volume, which will be how loud this comes through, okay? And they can simply click this on and speak into it. So if you want to hear them give you, you know, verbal feedback or whatever, this is a way in which you can do it. And also, like I said, because these are available through the website, you can also use this for your own if you want. But like I say, this is the one that comes with it. This is what we sort of recommend to use. So that's the whole kind of, you know, package and everything like that. Hopefully that kind of shows off what we've put together. We went through a huge process of playing around with, like I said, different devices and different components and parts and how to put it all together. So, you know, the prime motivation for these components is that we want something that is affordable and easy to use. And this is why we have this system here with these cards, okay? So the idea is this setup can connect. If you're not quite sure, you know, how to set it up, or you've forgotten or something like that, and you're not sure, when this goes over the top of this, you can see I've put markers all over the place. So you can go, okay, cool. I just need to put this to here. I need to set this down to here, and then, you know, so forth, okay? Nice and easy way to do it. You got your green, your red, you got your blue. There's instructions in terms of what to do with the other buttons and stuff like that.
And you can also, if you would prefer, you can Bluetooth the music to the device if you do not want to use the USB. The only thing that we recommend that if you do choose to do that, so if you've got music on your phone or from Spotify or something like that, if you do that, please make sure you turn off all your notifications, because you don't want to be playing your music to your client, then all of a sudden you get a message from your mum or something and it's like, ding, okay?
It's an important GIF meme that's come through on Facebook Messenger. Important stuff to interrupt your client. Yeah.
So yes, you can
exactly.
Bluetooth your music to it as well.
Yeah. So that's right. So, and you can on this, like, so this is included, right? So this is a decent, this is a SanDisk USB. So nice, tiny little USB. Huge amounts of storage on it, and you can put whatever tracks you want. You can put hours and hours of music on there. It'll just automatically play an MP3. So when you put that into the mixer itself, you actually do have some controls here as well, which might be a bit hard to see on the camera, but you've got to, you know, play, pause, skip track, that sort of thing. And you can also, like Trish says, you can actually change the mode and go Bluetooth, and then Bluetooth directly from your phone if you want. So that is also an option. Yes, so there's all the sort of the parts. Let me have a look here to see if there's other things I was going to talk about at this point. Oh yeah, it's worth mentioning as well that any orders and stuff through the website that we receive, we do free postage anywhere in the world. Okay, just makes it easier. We don't have to muck about with postage costs. Okay. Yes, so that's probably about as much as I kind of had planned. So is there like some more questions or anything that you would like me to explain through again, or questions, queries?
So also with the RySe, there's something else that you can do, is we also supply you with what's known as a audio splitter, and that's where you can expand out the device for group sessions, and you can have up to 4 sets of microphones, 5 sets of headphones plugged into it. So if you're doing a group session, you can all sit around and hear the group session. So I run workshops in my clinic. When I do a quit smoking one, I have 4 other people with headsets on listening to the quit smoking hypnosis as I take them through the criteria as a group workshop as well. So we have that included in it as well. And because it's a fully portable device, it doesn't need to be plugged into mains power, and it doesn't need to be plugged into a computer.
Yeah, exactly. It's fully self-contained. So, you know, you think about in terms of you know, you don't have to have software on the computer installed. You don't have to muck about having your laptop. I'm trying to like separate these cables here because you can see this is well, plugging the power, right? But it is completely self-contained, so you don't have to use software in the computer, which, to be honest, like I said, it, you know, it really starts to detract from the point of what your craft is. All right. So, you know, it can be frustrating enough to go, okay, you know, I know my thing. I know how to do my session with a client. I know what I want to do for recording. And now I have to learn how to use software on the computer, right? Because it's not really what you want to be doing, all right? So with this, like I said, it is completely self-contained, and you can simply USB this directly to the computer. And then you've got your file in the format that's instantly ready to email or anything like that.
So John, do headphones come with extension cord attachments?
well, it depends on which headphones you get. So, for example, the ones that I was showing off, these Kogan ones, you'll see that they just have a plug here, and these ones come with, you know, I don't know, a couple of, I don't know, it might be like 1.5 meters or something like that. You can actually get audio extension cables fairly easily. I'm just trying to look to see if I've got one on hand somewhere nearby all my geeky stuff, but I don't. But it's simply just like a headphone extension. So you can actually get those. Pretty sure they're very cheap. You can just get them on eBay. I actually got one, like a nice braided, fairly strong cable. And I use one that's about 5 meters long, for example. So if Trish and I are watching movies downstairs, I've got the projector on one side of the couch, and then it goes all the way to the other side to the speakers. So I run exactly the same cable that I would for the headphones. It's just a headphone extension cable.
So Linda likes to walk around when she's doing her hypnosis session. Would you advise for her to use this type of a system?
Well, good question. I guess, well, to go through the process, I guess here, I mean, you know, you get a stand included, so this would just sit on your desk. There's no reason why you couldn't grab this and then use it as you pace around. I know that I pace around a bit as well.
Just get a longer cable.
Exactly. So this cable here that you see, trying to get this in shot here, this cable here is what we call an XLR cable. So you can go to any music shop, right, and you can actually get a longer one of these cables. So if you wanted to get one that's
you can get them up to 30 meters long. That's how long you can get them, because they use them on stage.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the kind of thing that you would see, you know, fold back speakers and stuff, all sorts of stuff at the front of a stage and things like that. This is the same kind of cable. This is what we call an XLR cable. So yeah, so you can just go to a music shop. I don't know, it might cost you 10, 20 bucks or something to get a really long one. So that is one way to do it.
And Pam is asking, can you listen to the recording directly from the recorder?
Yep, absolutely. So let's see if we can get a little bit closer to the Sony device. Right. So you can see on the top here, if I can get it to focus, we've got a red and we've got a grey, black plug. So this here is the red one. This is the one that we're plugging this thing into. But you can actually just simply grab your headphones, plug it into the headphone jack here, and then you can press play and you can have a listen to what you've got. So that's one way to do it. You can actually, not to get too, you know, off track here, but you can actually, if you wanted to output from this, put it through the mixer and then play it back and listen to. So the idea is that you can kind of build upon, adapt. It's very functional in terms of what you can do with this. So because there's multiple channels and the way that you can configure it, you can do some more advanced stuff with it if you want to. So yeah, absolutely. You can play headphones back on here or through the device and both listen to it. For sure, if that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, so Pam is saying, I want to take my meditation recordings to bed with me. So she would unplug the recorder, plug the headphones into it and press play, correct?
So I was going to say that would be the easiest way to do it for sure. And in fact, if I remember right, this has got a speaker inbuilt, doesn't it?
In the top of it, yeah.
I was just thinking, depending on what we have on here. Okay, no files. I've done a format.
I think I deleted them.
Okay, but sometimes
I delete them when I use them.
My recordings. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this has actually got a little inbuilt speaker, so you can listen to it. But yeah, you'd get better quality with headphones or something like that for sure. So that way you could listen to it when you're in bed.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Does the red tag plug into My Fair Lady or what? I missed where that goes.
The red tag here.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's cool. So basically, actually, what I might do is I'll do this again, which should make 2 seconds. Make this nice and bright again. There we go. So these are color-coded cables, and the red cable here. So what this actually does is it comes out of the mixer here. So you see there's a little top bit here that says rec or record, and we've got a white and a red. So this is, you might remember this from your TV or whatever. So this is sending a left and right sound coming through, and it comes through in this plug. So this is the one that actually inputs onto the recorder. And then so everything that's going through this will then be recorded here. So when you play this back, you'll hear my voice, the client's voice, the music. Oh, and actually, I didn't even touch upon that as well. There is actually a little effect that you can put on here as well. So if you want your voice to sound a little bit more dreamy, you can actually kind of add a little bit of a kind of an echo effect on there too. So, which is nice and subtle. Don't want to overdo it, but yes, that is an option. So yeah, that's what that red cable's for, if that makes sense.
So Alison is just saying, can you use the recorder
Yep.
to tape meetings without the headphones and just use the inbuilt microphone?
Yes, you can. So this is a fairly functional recorder. So you see, you've actually, like, that's what this little grill here is. So it actually will record. You can record directly with this device. So like I say, very, very functional. You can actually upgrade the memory to the micro SD, but like I say, audio does not take much storage, so it's got huge amounts of storage. Yep, so you can record, play it back, listen to it, record on the device with a microphone, headphones, with a sound output.
With or without?
Yeah, so you've got all those kinds of configurations that you can do, if that makes sense.
So Rosemary, she's like, so you can plug in the music from your cell phone, or you can do it from the USB, correct?
Correct. So like I say, what I would suggest is if you put a an MP3 file onto this USB and put that directly into the device, then it's the easiest way to do it. One way is to do the Bluetooth thing from your phone. I would just be, you can do that. Like Trish says, just make sure you turn your notifications off. Excuse me. But you know, I would isolate it and just use the USB, and then that way you've got less, you know, potential things that could go wrong, especially when you're using a phone or something like that. You know, because of the way that these inputs and things work, like I say, there is actually quite a bit of functionality here that I'm kind of not covering because I don't want to overwhelm people. So there is quite a few different configurations that you can do, but the basics would be mic in for you, your client, playback of your music, and then these are just your main volumes and headphones and stuff like that. So hopefully that answers that question. Yep.
So just to answer your question, Rhonda, the track that comes with RySe is a sample track. So it only goes for like probably about 2.5 minutes, and then you would load your own music onto it.
Yeah, so we did actually preload all of these USBs just with a little bit. So that way, when you go through and first
practice
and play around, you can get a feel for the way it would work.
So Alison would like to know, is there a manual that comes with it too? Like any instructions that are written out?
Yeah, so there is.
Black folder on top of the box at the end of the trestle. Winky wink.
Yes, there is. So
is there one in there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so it comes. They all come with instructions here. So as a part
and a 12-month warranty as well.
Yeah, yep. So obviously this is just a standalone one, but yeah. So we've got step-by-step instructions. Really hard to see with my green screeny thing. So there is step-by-step instructions, or you can do the QR code and you'll go directly to it's through Thinkific, isn't it, babe?
Yes, yep. Through our online stuff.
Yeah, so that way you'll see a video of Trish explaining it, showing it all off. And it's also one of those things that, you know, like I always encourage people to, you know, to reach out or whatever. If you've got any questions or queries about, you know, how it might work for you. The cat's bumping the camera. Yeah, you know, there's hopefully that answers that question. So yeah, there's lots of training and support and things like that. And anybody that knows, for those of you that are, part of our modern mentoring and things like that, that, we're always very transparent and as helpful as we can be. So we always welcome, questions, and we want to support everyone as much as we can.
So yeah.
Cool. So that's probably about wrapping up. I can see it's 3:45. Hey, look, this is going to sound like totally weird and probably random, but like, one of the bands that I was in, right? The last band that I was in, I actually have a whole bunch of like leftover EPs, right? So if you actually want one, I'll give it to you, because otherwise this just sit here doing nothing from years ago. So, like, I'll send you a free CD, okay? So if you want a free CD, just let me know, right?
I think Stuart wants one, don't you? Stuart wants one. Yep, Stuart wants one.
So
okay, Linda wants one.
Yeah, beautiful. So like I say, just let us know and we can, like, throw it in a box or whatever. But I've only got half a dozen of them there, but I found them and they're still wrapped in plastic, just sitting there doing nothing. That's from my Blame Johnny days. So I got to play with like Ash Grunwald, Blues and Roots Festival, Gangajang. If you guys remember Gangajang, this is Australia. Anyway, so when we recorded that, so that was recorded in a studio. So anyway, freebies. Why not?
Kate would like to know what genre it is.
It's kind of like festival rock. It's nothing too. In fact, hang on, look, check this out. Is it right here? Here you go. Does this play? Can you guys hear that? I think you can hear it.
Yeah, we can.
So it's kind of meant to be like fun, I'm inspired by like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff, and this is a song we wrote for Blues and Roots Festival. So me doing lots of slap bass guitar and stuff. Awesome fun. Very cool. But anyway, I'm not here to bore you about that, but if you're interested, let me know. You can have it for free.
I've got a list of names for you, babe. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So thank you everybody for listening to John. Give him a thumbs up that he did okay for his first time. Yeah, awesome stuff, Bobby. For those of you that want to know what his background is, he's the captain of a ship.
Oh yeah, so this is my satellite feed. I'm just in the Caribbean. This is the captain's quarters, and the crew is his back.
So if you would like a RySe device and you would like to save $100 on it, please by all means go to our webpage and place the order. Use the $100 code. Understand this is a pre-order, so there will be a few weeks before delivery. If you need a payment plan or something like that, reach out to us, okay guys, because we're always willing to help. And no, we don't charge extra to put you on a payment plan, and there is free shipping worldwide as well. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, like I say, we also got the promotion where you're getting, the camera's off. You're getting the little power adapter and lapel mic, which is another $70 worth of value. So we're gonna throw that in for free as well. So it's actually really $170 worth of extra stuff.
Absolutely. So all right, guys. So up next we have Amanda Hassel, and she's going to be talking about ultimate consciousness. Okay. So jump into the webpage, click on the button for the Zoom link, and we'll see you over in the next presentation. Okay. See you guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, John. That was great. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
it was
John.
awesome.